What up, guys? It's Banana Owens here, bringing you part 14 of my Skyward Sword Let's Play. And this is the second part of the Earth Temple of this game. And it's really cool how some of these puzzles, especially with this giant rolling ball, it looks absolutely amazing. This part is going to be a bit long because I didn't edit out all my, well, fuck-ups. As you can see, coming off right here, I'm going to have a bunch of difficulties in actually blowing up those rocks because I went full retard as what's the guy's name? As Robert Downey Jr.'s character in Tropic Thunder said. I am going full retard and I apologize. But anyway, I'm just so excited right now. Just this upcoming year for video games is looking amazing. It's just, was it Tomb Raider comes out, BioShock Infinite, Dead Space 3, Grand Theft Auto 5 hopefully will be out sometime this year. It's looking like it's going to be a great year. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some delays and some controversies like there is any year with whole Mass Effect 3 last year and Mass Effect 3 last year and then Diablo 3 last year. It was not a good year for 3s. Maybe, oh, by the way, not a good year for 3s. Half-Life 3 confirmed for this year. Yeah, that'd be so cool, but it won't be. Sorry if I just trolled you all of you. I'm really want that game to come out like pretty much like 100% of the gaming population. But anyway, oh god, I am not great with the bomb flowers. You could watch me just fuck up. I don't have a great arm. You know, freaking Link just back in the academy, he played baseball for this. Oh god, man, I cannot speak right now. He played baseball for the Skyward, for the Skyloft Night Academy, and they overpitched him, so yeah, kind of threw out his arm. And well, he can't really toss the bombs as well. That's my whole story I'm going with. That's my excuse for failing so hard. And it just keeps getting worse. Eventually I resort to just blowing the shit out of myself. And hey, it works, and then just for extra shit as well. But anyway, this upcoming year looks amazing for video games. I have to budget accordingly because there's tons of great games. I really want to get BioShock Infinite. That's a day one buy for me. I hope that game lives up to my expectations. I am debating about Tomb Raider, as I've talked before in an earlier video. I will get Dead Space 3 at some point. I'm still needing to catch up from the backlog from last year. I still need to buy Dishonored, which I heard was really, really well done. And you notice I'm not going to mention a lot of... I don't have a PlayStation 3, so I'm not going to say PS3 games, but you guys have a lot to look forward to for PS3 users, too. I'm not a console fanboy at all. I just don't have enough money to support 3 consoles and 3 releases. And I don't buy a lot of Wii games as well, because not a lot of it's only the first party titles really are worth buying. There's a few exceptions for the third party titles, but they're few and far between. But anyway, and then as I mentioned, Grand Theft Auto 5 hopefully will come out this year, and just absolutely, maybe for Halo they'll do a Halo 2 anniversary. I think it's been 2013. I think one more year. I think Halo 2 was 2004, but maybe at least an announcement of a Halo 2 anniversary, and it could come with a map pack for Halo 4. That'd be really cool. I'd dig it, because they closed down. Well, probably by the time this airs, they might have closed. Oh, probably the time this, but 343, they're closing down the Halo 2 Vista servers for Halo 2, which is kind of sad, but no, I played it a few times, and there were not a lot of people playing that game online. I think the most I've ever seen was I think maybe like 30 people on a Saturday night, and I don't blame 343 for closing out those servers. It's not like an EA thing where they close down servers for games that are a year old that still have like 5,000 players on them. But anyway, that's really sad. But I digress. Hopefully a Halo 2 anniversary, I'd be up for that. I'd love to play some cool maps optimized for Halo 4. I really enjoyed Halo Anniversary. It was a nice throwback to the past, and really had some cool maps for Halo Reach. But by that point, not a lot of people were playing Halo Reach, so whatever. But this year, looking great. Pokemon, X and Y, now Zelda. Freaking, oh man, Wind Waker HD looks absolutely amazing from the 5 pictures we saw. So I think it's good because it's Wind Waker. Wind Waker's one of my favorite Zelda games. I already told a huge, long story in one of the past parts about my experience and my poor family having to put up with me for Wind Waker. And it's funny because Zelda games are such a huge part of my childhood, actually. Just waiting for them alone. My mom bought me Ocarina of Time for like off eBay, and I remember waiting because like the person that shipped it, it took, I don't know if it was just kid time or if it really took like 3 weeks to ship, but I like to believe it took 3 weeks to ship. I remember asking my mom every day, like, when is it gonna get here? When's it gonna get here? I want to play it. And then I got Majora's Mask for my birthday, and then when I was like 6 or something, and then I really suppose I should talk about Twilight Princess. Actually, that's actually a really funny story. Well, not really funny, but it's really hilarious. Just the amount of devotion I had to that game. I remember when I first saw the first trailer for it. It looked amazing with the music that was just so epic, and just seeing Link riding on the horse, and he pulled out a sword, and it was just him being badass, basically fighting a Balrog at the end. I remember because I think I just saw like Lord of the Rings or something for the first time, and it was so badass. And then I remember I was pretty young still. I remember watching the YouTube video of the fan reactions, where like I think the one guy in the crowd was yelling like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And that got like such a reaction because that was my reaction basically as well. And I remember just following every little piece of info. I remember the second trailer was pretty cool, and then but the third trailer was really different because they started cementing like what the actual game was going to be about. Because Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess was the development time seemed like it took forever to me. I remember when did I play? I played it in high school. I remember reading about it, I think, in like elementary school, and then I finally got to play it in like high school. And it was ridiculous. But just, I remember, like, I was very young and just following every piece of information, just excitedly waiting, because there was no actual release date yet. There was just a tentative release date where it said like Q1 2006 or something like that. And I remember like looking at, like, oh, it's Q1 2006, and then of course like they announced like, oh, don't expect it for another year. I'd be so pissed off, and my poor family during this time was just probably just had enough to hear with me, because I remember it get delayed, or they announced like they need more time, so I would just start venting like, come on, I want to play this game. I love Zelda so much. I love Zelda so much. Like, as little me, so I'd be like, I love Zelda so much, and keeping up with the little tiny voice. But just a year after year, I was waiting for that game to come out. Just year after year, and then finally it got close, and I was just, it was just so close. And then like it made the announcement for the Wii version of Twilight Princess, and how it was coming out like a month earlier than the GameCube one. Oh, it was such bullshit at the time. I was so pissed off because I had to wait like an extra month and avoid like all the spoilers on the internet. The internet's not a kind place if you want to avoid spoilers. Just, I didn't finish Mass Effect 3 until like 2 weeks after the game came out, and by then everyone already beat the game in like the first 20 hours. The game was released, but anyway, the Twilight Princess is just avoiding spoilers for a month, and then pick up my GameCube edition, and that first night I got to play it, I just right after school. I think I played it until bedtime basically, because I don't think I could have hid playing that game all night from my mom. I'd have gotten in trouble. But until I had to go to bed, I was playing it. I remember playing that game, and I beat the first dungeon in the first night, and that's quite a feat because the opening of that game takes like 8 hours to beat. I know it's a gross exaggeration, but it has a very, very slow opening, and it just drags on and on. The game is absolutely great, but it's really, really boring playing. At least the first time through, it was okay, because I think it kind of had me fooled a bit, because I was just taking in everything like, oh, you turn into a wolf. Oh, this is really dark. It's really freaking cool. But like later times, I think I've played through that game maybe 4 times. But like the second time, the opening is such a drag, and the whole light tier aspect of the game is just such like bullshit boring quest. Which, as I say that now, this game has a very similar mechanic where you have to collect basically light tiers, and not the exact same vein, but they work better in this game because they're more of a stealth section. They change up the way the game plays, at least for a little bit, and it just changes it up. It's like kind of like Wind Waker when you're in the Forsaken Fortress. You're avoiding like the searchlights and stuff. You don't have a sword. It's just a little bit of gameplay and mechanics right there. Just mix it up a bit. So it works better in this game, but they're still kind of bullshit. But anyway, Twilight Princess, that game was just such fan service to people that liked Ocarina of Time. And a lot of people bitch about it on the interwebs. I remember when it first came out, a lot of people, just tons of people bitched about it. Just, Jesus Christ, people still bitch about it, like, constantly. I think it's just the fact that any game that's... Here, okay, I have a whole thing to say about it. I have a theory with people are never happy with sequels for video games. I don't know why. It just, especially with the invention of the internet lately, it seems to be more of a recent trend where people just bitch about every single goddamn little fucking thing when it comes to like sequels, like good games. Like people, this game for instance I'm playing right now, a lot of people say like, oh, fucking sucks, the fucking motion controls are terrible, everything sucks. I mean, like sometimes there's like some valid criticism of the game, but this game does not suck by any means. It is a fucking great game. And it was the same thing when Twilight Princess came out. Everyone's like, this game is just fucking boring. It's just shit. It's just like there's nothing new. It's like it didn't have to be new. It was just a good game. Not everything has to be like AAA status. I've been noticing a lot with Halo 4 lately, because I absolutely love Halo 4. It's fun to play for me. I enjoy it. I love the campaign. I love the multiplayer. But it's just everyone has been just bitching and bitching about how it's not like basically Halo 3. Well, guess what? It's the same thing goes for Zelda fans here. If you want a game that's exactly like Majora's Mask or exactly like Ocarina of Time, guess what? You can just go fucking play those games. No one's stopping you from getting those games. It's like if you don't like Halo 4 and you want a game that's like Halo 3, well, guess what? You can go fucking play Halo 3. Jesus Christ, people. It really grinds my gears. Just the mentality of a lot of people now. I mean, there's valid criticism sometimes of people just bitching and bitching. Like sometimes it's like, okay, this game didn't do it as well as it should be. Okay, but when you have constructive criticism, it's okay. But when you just bitch about something or say like, this game sucks, it's not as good as the other one, it's just so asinine, and it's just been a trend I've been noticing lately on the internet. I don't understand. I think just because everyone has like a voice, I guess, or just I just don't get it. I don't understand why, because these past few years have been some great games. I know there's been a lot of sequels and not a lot of original IPs lately, but that doesn't really bother me. It's just as long as the game's good and fun to play, isn't that why we play them? is just to have fun playing it, whether the fun is caused by an amazing story or amazing gameplay. Isn't that the reason why we play these games, is to have fun? And if I enjoy a game and have fun, whether it's the story, the gameplay, or maybe just a combination of everything, just isn't that enough worth playing? It's like you don't bitch about every fucking single little thing, because this is just like all I hear, just bitching about everything. Like, I know like the whole sequel thing with Call of Duty and yearly installments, and I do agree that the yearly installments so far have been hurting the games, whereas like I really enjoy Assassin's Creed, because I know Brotherhoods was great because it built upon Assassin's Creed 2 after year. Revelations was like a step backward, but it was still a great game and well worth the $60. It was not terrible, like everyone's just bitching about. And then Assassin's Creed 3, I fucking loved. It had some issues in it. I would say Brotherhood probably is the best Assassin's Creed so far, but Assassin's Creed 3, fucking great game, but everyone still bitched about it. It's the same thing with Call of Duty. Like, while they're not exactly my cup of tea anymore, and the multiplayer itself is growing a bit old to me, they're still fucking well-designed games. Well, except for some of the multiplayer maps are fucking garbage, and then the spawning is absolutely terrible in some of them. But they're still fun to play. They're better designed than I'd probably say like 80% of the games that come out. And just because they release every year, they get hated on so much. I think it's because it's just cool to hate, especially video games that are popular. I guess it's just cool to hate on them and to be different and to be kind of like a hipster douchebag. But like, seriously, what is it? Like, I have Black Ops 2. The multiplayer is not my fancy. I really enjoy the Halo 4 multiplayer a bit more, but it's fucking fun. At least the campaign is fun to play, and some people it's fun to play. So, and for the most part, it's a well-designed game, and it shows like they really gave a fuck about it. Same thing with, well, I don't know about Modern Warfare 2. Same thing with Black Ops though. It's like they gave a fuck about it. It was fun. It was well done. Like, who gives a fuck? It's like it's such like a backlash for sequels now. It's like this is really something I don't understand, because people are very selective. Because there's a new Mario Brothers game that comes out every year, at least once a year. Just in like the past 2 years alone, there's been like 3 new Super Mario Brothers games with very little innovation, I would say, or changes between each version. And people still find them, like, they're critically acclaimed, and people still find them fun. And you're playing the same game that was made popular like 30 years ago now. Well, 25 years ago, but because I think they're at 26 years ago. But you're playing a game that was made it's basically the same premise like 26 years ago. And there isn't a backlash when they release a new Mario game every year that's basically the same thing. And I just don't understand. It's selective bitching in this case. People bitch about everything, but there's just some things that they don't. It's really weird. I just don't get it. I think the whole internet as itself has become increasingly negative as time has gone on, especially since like good games that maybe get like an 80 review or something on Metacritic, and then like everyone's just like, that's bullshit, fuck those reviewers, fuck them. I think, oh god, what was it? I think not a video game example, but a good movie example is The Dark Knight Rises. How it had, like, when the movie was first released, it had like a 90-something% before the bulk of the reviews came out. And then someone wrote a bad review of it, and then the whole internet became a lynch mob and attacked the reviewer of that movie. It's just, I don't understand, like, why the internet has become so negative and so, like, attacking to everything. And it just doesn't make sense to me, especially like a lot of these things. It's like, I play video games, it's fun, it's an interesting hobby, I just don't hate on anything. I realize the flaws in some game, and I don't like some business practices that some of the developers and publishers are undertaking, but it's kind of like a sidestep. It's like a side thought to me. I just don't... As long as good games keep getting made, I'll be happy. And it's like that whole concept of DLC. And DLC is a very iffy topic, speaking of business practices, but it's one of those things that everyone, just everyone, seems to bitch about. The Promethean in Mass Effect 3. Everyone's like, oh, fucking day one DLC, that's bullshit, should be on the disc. I can already tell you that they may have had the idea for the Promethean, but it was not finished, just based on the download alone. Usually, online on-disc DLC is like the smallest download size ever. And the Promethean version was like half a gig. And I just don't get just like the backlash. There's some day one DLC, like a lot of Capcom things that they do, where it's on basically on the disc. You just have to on paper unlock it, which I understand of being outraged over that. But like Halo 4, people have been bitching about season passes lately, and what I have to say is, if you were a fan of the game, fucking buy the season pass if you know you're gonna play it. But if you're not, I don't think it'd be worth it, because if you know you're gonna buy all the DLC for the game, you might as well save a few bucks. And it's about just people just bitch about DLC a lot, and I don't. Some business practice I understand, but a lot of them I don't. And anyway, that was a very philosophical episode, and we'll see you next time when we're actually gonna fight the boss. So, see you next episode.